Hi, everyone. This is Jeanette St.Germain, and I wanted to offer a brief energetic update today. And Spirit has been showing me that there's this really beautiful energy coming in for the masculine and the feminine. These energies are within each person. We all hold the masculine and feminine within us, but then we also have this collective energy of the masculine and feminine that are seeking to release old programs, old paradigms. And the energy is really ramping up for this. We've got Uranus moving retrograde through Taurus. We've got a conjunction activation with Venus and Pluto, and Mars retrograde in Aries. And so Venus representing the feminine, Mars representing the masculine, and just a lot of really interesting energies that are asking us to dive into deeper truths and step into greater transformation, and not only do this in our minds and in our ideals, but also in our earthly experience. So we're taking high spiritual truths and working to integrate them, ground them, anchor them into our human experience. So this is a very powerful time. And as we're moving through these energies, we're going to see it in the collective as well as in our personal lives. Even more, this kind of divisive energy, this contrasting energy, a lot of examples of us versus them, me, myself, and I, coming up against those energies of we, us, and the power of unity. So I wanted to offer a little bit of a different perspective from the masculine collective and the feminine collective today, just to offer some support as we move forward, because we are really gearing up for some new beginnings and transformation in a way that we have not imagined it before. So I'm going to pull some cards and maybe channel some messages for you today, just whatever Spirit is guiding me to share. And we're going to ask that all these messages serve our best and highest good individually and collectively. We're going to ask that all of our angels, guides, support teams of light are here with us, blessing all of this with so much love. Everything that is offered here is rooted in love, in service to love, now and always, depending whenever you see this message. And I hope that it offers you some insight. One of the things I do want to say before I pull some cards that Spirit has really been bringing home for me these last couple of weeks especially, is we need to be mindful of where we're focusing our energy. There's a lot of conspiracy theories and rabbit holes we can kind of dive into. And if we're on a spiritual path, whether we're just beginning or very far down that path in our own perspective, there are things that come up that are unexplainable, things that seem completely magical and miraculous, things that seem a little bit scary at times. And we are asked to move through all of these situations, recognizing that we are divine, we are eternal, we are a part of creation, we are creation. And when we remember that truth, all of these things that happen in our external, or all the thoughts that may come into our minds that are not in resonance with that truth, are really here to simply redirect, re-guide us back to center. So Spirit has been showing me personally, and also within the collective energy, focus on what nurtures you, on what makes you feel loved and empowered. Focus on loving that which you love, nurturing what you love. We can fight against things. We can yell into a bullhorn and try to create change in all sorts of different situations. But a lot of times there are things simply beyond our individual control. The only thing we really can control in any of these situations, especially right now, when we have global shifts, global awakenings happening, second by second, the only thing we can control is ourselves. How we choose to feel, how we choose to show up, what we are choosing to emanate out into our world. And sometimes that means we just have to honor when we feel tired, honor when we need to rest and cocoon, go within ourselves to find that inner light once more. And other times we're overflowing with love and joy and empowerment. And we want to get out there and we want to share it with others and share it with the world. And that's beautiful. There's a balance, right? An ebb and a flow in that. And if we're constantly feeling like we have to chase something outside of us or prove our worth to something beyond our own inner truth, we are wasting our energy. And Spirit is just really bringing that home for me so much, especially because I'm an empath, I'm a healer, I'm intuitive, I do all kinds of things in my local community and in the global community to anchor love, to anchor the possibility of higher potential, higher evolution for all of us in whatever way serves love. And I'm being shown over and over that it starts with me. And if I allow other energies, other people, others' perceptions to dictate how I feel about myself, my energy gets drained. I get off center and I have a harder time standing in that truth of love that I know is there within me, even sometimes when I can't quite feel it. So I just wanted to offer that little perspective. No matter where you're at on your journey, you can always return here. And if it feels dark and you feel lost, let it. Let yourself be in that space of not knowing and feeling lost, feeling adrift for just a moment. You don't want to build your house there, but you do want to allow yourself to be human, to have the experience, to get to the depths of who you are. And as you move into that, you will move through it. Because the truth is love, and everything returns to love, no matter how off-center it may seem to be. Okay, so now let's look at the energies for the collective. And we're going to look at the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and how these energies are showing up in our everyday lives and what messages Spirit likes to bring to us and how we can create more balance for ourselves and each other. Okay, so first we're going to pull a message around the divine masculine. What is the divine masculine working with right now? What insights do they need to understand? What will bring us balance? What helps us bring forth the true programs of the warrior of love, a warrior of light, of illumination, of compassion, of centeredness in heart, the masculine energy that is a support system that provides a safe, loving space for himself and the feminine to step into. All of these beautiful energies that the masculine truly holds within him, but has gotten lost along the way in our modern society and could use a little bit of support right now. So what does the divine masculine need us to know right now? One more they're saying. And okay, thank you. So you have 3 for the divine masculine. Beautiful. The first one is core. And the message that I'm receiving with this, it's right in the picture. Go to the core, go to the heart, go to that place where you may have forgotten yourself, because like I said just a few minutes ago, and the cards are validating it, the truth is here within you, within your heart, not in the external, not in the voices, not talking to friends or family or exes or bosses or even having conversations with your pets. Here, in your heart, love resides here. The fire of your divine power, your divine truth is always here, and this is untouchable. No matter what illusions or distractions may come in, your core is love, and it is brilliant, and it is necessary. It is needed to step up and out and to start shining, to start blazing like never before, because the masculine is divine in action. And we cannot have action that is truly fulfilling or bringing love into the world if we're not centered at our core. So if you're feeling your masculine self within yourself or the masculine energies in your life, maybe feeling like they're spinning their wheels, like they can't get traction, they can't make movement forward. They keep trying this and that, and they want to know what to do. And this card is reminding them that sometimes the best thing to do is to be, to go inside and to find that core within you that will guide the action in the perfect timing to allow the divine to inspire when and where and who and what that action is connected to. Go to the core. The core is love. The core is truth. Okay, perfect. All right, the next one, similar kind of energy. Again, validating what we were talking about right before I pulled cards. It is so funny when this happens, right? Efficiency. Efficiency. How are we directing our energy? Are we being efficient? Again, are we spinning our wheels? Or are we focused with intention, grounded, rooted in love, in our center, unwavering in our dedication to building a better world for us all together? Efficiency, efficient use of your time, your energy, your intellect, your beautiful heart. Listen to the whispers of Spirit. Spirit speaks softly, calmly, peacefully. Spirit speaks with few words. Ego is what keeps us going in our minds over and over. Do this, don't do that. Oh, this is happening. All this fear energy keeps us all wrapped up in chains of our own making. Be efficient with your use of energy. So masculine, go to your core. Be discerning. Where am I spending my energy? What actions are actually leading me to the ideal life I wish to experience? Nice. Thank you. All right. The next card for the masculine, motion. So again, I love how all these cards build on each other, right? We've got core, efficiency, and motion. So when we go to our core, when we discern an efficient use of our energy, when we are rooted in truth and love, motion automatically occurs. Motion is flow. Flow with the divine, flow with love, flow with who we really are that maybe we've forgotten for a time. A lot of the masculine energies have been going through a dark night of the soul, feeling lost, feeling untethered, feeling like they're not worthy or good enough, having a hard time providing and showing up for their families, for themselves. A lot of this in financial arenas. We have a global pandemic happening. So there's financial stressors in places that we didn't even know we would be stressed. And, I run my own business. I know this more than a lot of people, that if I can't work, there is no business. If I can't show up and, do my thing, then the money doesn't flow. So the masculine is really being faced with some of these fears around, who am I if I'm not bringing in all this money? Who am I if I'm having to change my career because what I was doing for all these years suddenly is gone? Or there's a realization that it's not fulfilling and that there's something else that's speaking to you. So the masculine's really having kind of these tower moments where they're having to really look deep in who they are and have to take responsibility for who they are, not able to blame anyone or anything outside of themselves if they really want to have forward motion. So to find the flow, to find the motion, the masculine energy is being invited to step into their core, to be discerning, to be efficient in their use of energy, to listen to spirit, listen to their hearts, and take the movement, the action, allow the flow to bring the momentum instead of having to force it and push it, which is more of the masculine energy. Make stuff happen. Spirit's saying you can't. So many things right now are out of your control. So to be in motion, you got to go inside. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So just to show these one more time, the masculine message: core, efficiency, and motion. Really nice. Okay. So now we're going to pull some cards for the feminine collective. Okay. I'm up here. We're going to see how many cards want to come out. Usually it tends to be pretty balanced. So we're going to ask, what does the feminine collective need to know to step forward into the higher expression of our potential, of our humanity, to bring forth these new programs of what it is to be feminine, to be loved, to be nurturing, to be empowered, to step into our goddess in our human experience. Feminine, what is it that Spirit would like to offer us? Oh, and there's 3 on that one. Beautiful. Okay. I get all excited. It's like Christmas. All right. The first one, oh, nice, expectation. The second one, consistency. Third one, space. Okay, let's dive into what these mean, what Spirit is saying. All right, expectation. Expectation. I love these cards. They're so colorful and just bring a really nice balancing of high vibration with earth and Gaia and shamanism and all this metaphorical archetypal symbolism that's just really rich and deep. So, okay, feminine, what is your message from Spirit? All right, moving forward, feminine energies, release your expectations of what you think something needs to be or someone needs to be. Be in a space of allowing, receiving, a space of dreaming, fantasizing, hoping, wishing. Allow your heart to expand through your mind, through your beingness, and release the expectations. Step into creativity and imagination. Now, with the expectation, there's an energy of healing old karma, healing traumas, healing the old programs of the feminine being seen as somebody that's going to suck the life force from someone else, or these old programs and stories about healers or psychics being witches or having some kind of power over others that is simply not true, especially those that are working in love and light. That's the complete opposite of everything that we stand for. So releasing these expectations also means just releasing the stories completely that have been placed on you from this lifetime or from any other lifetime. The feminine right now, the energy in and of itself it looks like a crystalline phoenix kind of energy. So it's this rebirth, this resurrection, awakening kind of energy. And I'm actually seeing the masculine energy symbolized with a golden dragon. So we have golden dragon and crystalline phoenix. And since we're looking at the feminine more so right now, the crystalline phoenix, crystalline is that energy of our light body. It's that bridge between earthly and spirit, earthly and the heavens, earthly and the cosmos, earthly and the celestial divine beingness, the oneness with all that is. The feminine energy understands the principle of oneness and also individuality, the sovereignty and the power, the unique expression of what it means to be an individual. The feminine energy births children into the world. So those of us that have had children, we have this understanding that we can carry a baby inside of us and be one with that energy for 9-10 months, and then we birth it out into the world, and that energy is still a part of us, but also its own individual unique expression. And we're so excited to see how that child energy is going to grow and evolve and create its own life. So with all of this, we're looking at what are these expectations? What are these stories that we place on ourselves or that we place on others? It's time to let them go. It's time to let our creations go out into the world and be what they are. Love them. Be in wonder and curiosity of their potential and encourage them, support them to be that potential. But don't try to hold someone or something into a channel of what you think they have to be because somehow it helps you or supports you, or you just think you know what's best for them, right? So releasing the expectations, letting go of the expectations others have placed on you as a feminine, standing in your truth, finding your voice, finding your own inner rhythm, and also releasing the expectations that you may have placed on others. There's a lot of layers here and some deep inner work that we can do. So this is, one of our first messages. Go into that. Look at what needs to come forth. Release the expectations. All is love. All returns to love. Okay. I love this one too. Consistency. Okay. So Spirit saying that, oh my gosh, they're saying we hear you. We know that it feels like you're trudging uphill both ways through mud, sometimes with quicksand and a hurricane whirling all around you. Keep going. Consistent effort, consistent steps forward, consistency over a period of time brings you that which you seek, shows you that which you seek is already within you. You're holding it here and you're emanating it and you're bringing it forth simply through your breath, your trust, your faith, your forward motion. It is time for the feminine to build her empire, to be who she is meant to be, and whatever she feels she is lacking in her life, to realize that that's only there, that poking, that nagging, that pain, that grief, that loss is there because we're being asked right now to be very strong in our center, to be consistent and disciplined and diligent, to continue having faith, to continue looking up to the divine. The feminine's connection to the divine is so powerful, and it can act as a really beautiful example to the masculine that continues looking outside of himself, not necessarily up or in, but outside. And if the feminine holds that example of, I'm connected to the divine, this energy is flowing through me all the time, then that helps the masculine reconnect to the divine as well. I don't know why I had to say that, but that's important. I'm also seeing that understanding the cycles of time. We have trees that get their leaves in the spring and lose their leaves in the fall and are completely naked and bare and look like they're shivering in the winter. Okay. We have these cycles of life. And as humans, we've become so disconnected from the cycles that we don't understand that when we go through a dark period, there's also a light period on the other side of that. When we go through a light period, there's going to be a dark period after that of integrating all of the things that we have brought forth to the illuminate path. So we're going through our cycles, and we need to trust in the divine timing of those cycles because we're building something incredible. We're building a new kind of world rooted in love, in service to love, a kind of world where the masculine and feminine are in union, not in separation, where we are a oneness, a we, an exponential energy instead of me, myself, and I, kind of stuck in this lack mentality that there's not enough or that something is against us. We constantly have to fight. We're letting all of that go, should we choose to. And there's a lot of people that won't, and that's fine. But the message for those of us that are resonating with what I'm bringing forth, the masculine and the feminine are coming together to work together. But in order to do that, they both have to go into the core of who they are, find their truth, find love there, and then emanate it out into the world. It won't come to them through someone or something else unless they already hold it here. I mean, think about it. If someone tells you you're so beautiful and you have an amazing singing voice, or your art is so incredible, but you don't believe that within yourself, it's very hard to receive that compliment, right? And the person offering you that compliment can be completely sincere, not lying to you at all. But if you don't hold that inside of you as even a possibility that what you create is beautiful or incredible, you won't be able to receive that message. You won't feel validated in it. In fact, you'll feel the opposite. So, consistent work, consistent effort, consistently nurturing yourself when you need to, consistently showing up and shining when it's hard and when it's easy, refusing to bow down to these old programs. It doesn't mean we have to rant and rage and scream. It just means we got to be so solid in our truth that anything that doesn't match that just burns up in our atmosphere. Yeah, we have the sun here in the card as well. I mean, be the sun. Let spirit speak to you through the cosmos, through the birds, through the plants. Let yourself remember that you are connected to all that is. Remind yourself of the life force that flows through you. That life force flows through all living things. And knowing that, it will help you have the consistency required to create heaven on earth. Beautiful. Okay. And last but not least, the message for the feminine: space. Space. And as I'm looking at these cards and feeling the energies and the messages, so much of this is the Phoenix energy, right? Maybe not the crystalline Phoenix. We definitely have a fire kind of energy, but the Phoenix, rebirth, transformation, resurrection. Okay. The feminine has been doing a lot of work of looking at the shadow and has had a lot of tower moments, and she's wanting to rise. And I want to cry. Like, the energy is so palpable in my heart and in my throat, and just, it is time to flipping shine. Enough is enough with the victimization and the martyrdom. Our feminine energy is meant to be loving and nurturing. It's also meant to be accepting of ourselves and others. So why do we keep beating ourselves up? Why do we keep allowing others to tell us their version of beauty, their version of worth? Enough. Create the space within yourself to truly start to believe in who you are. As you do the work of releasing your expectations and consistently taking steps every day to raise your vibration, to eat nourishing foods, to be around the people and situations that nourish you, right? It's going to create the space required for you to rise. You need more space. They're showing me it's like a little minnow in the pond has now grown into this massive whale and needs the expanse of the ocean to fully grow and breathe and sing and be alive to its fullest potential. You're leaving behind what was too small for you. You're creating a new place, new flow, more space for you to flourish. So if we think of the feminine energy as the womb of creation, all things are possible. All things are held in that space. Infinite potential. Think about the amount of space that might be required for infinite potential to come into physical matter. That's big, right? So whatever it is that's leaving your life, whatever it is that's no longer in resonance with who you are or who you want to be, let it go. Let it die. Let yourself be rebirthed, reborn, resurrected in the ashes, because there is more space now for you to breathe and to really magnetize those that resonate with you. It's a leveling up, feminine. And I promise you, those that match will join you. But you got to embrace the space, the expansion that's here for you. It's not only possible, but it is happening whether you realize it or not. There are masculines that are doing the same. There are so many people coming together, soul tribes, soul family, soul relationships, beloved energies that are lighting up in people's hearts like I've never seen before. Brand new templates of unity, consciousness, new templates of Christed consciousness, which is unconditional love consciousness, balancing in the masculine and the feminine, releasing these old paradigms so that we really can do this. So be mindful of the darkness and the distractions and the shadows. It's all there for a reason. We're not judging it. We're not telling it can't exist. It most certainly can exist. In fact, it must exist for us to understand the lightness and the expansiveness that we're capable of. We're not here to do battle, at least in my take of it. The thing that we're battling with is our own minds, our own shadow, our own distraction, our ego that wants to keep us safe from the very thing that brings us radiance. Space. Space is here for you to grow and spread your wings. Powerful. Okay, so here we have expectation, feminine, release expectations, be consistent in your efforts and in your energy, what you're putting out there, and take the space. Allow what's ready to go. Let it go to let it grow. That's what Spirit keeps saying to me. Let it go to let it grow. And that can be my growth, the other energy's growth, both, whatever. It doesn't matter. What somebody else thinks of me doesn't matter. What somebody else is doing doesn't matter. My focus is here in my heart and creating a space of unconditional love for all those who resonate with that. And if they don't, cool. They have their own journey, their own thing they can go do. So yeah, I'm not attached to having to save the world. That's not my thing. So, wow, a lot of messages here, a lot of stuff to unpack. I really hope this helped you. These are energies that we're working with right now, as well as moving into the coming weeks, months. Intuitively, I can tell you there's so many timeline shifts, so many things that are expanding and contracting and reshuffling because we have a destiny to fulfill, but we also have the free will that can give us lots of different opportunities of how we fulfill that destiny, right? So it's not only there's fate here, but there's a choice of how we want to live our fate, how we want to bring it through. And one last thing Spirit wants to say, remember that you cannot be wrong. You cannot be, how do I say this in another way? You cannot be off your path. You can be taking the long way around. You can be on a path that's much more difficult than another path that the universe or you may have constructed for yourself before you ever came to this planet. Okay, there's lots of pathways to get the soul growth that we are wanting at our highest levels. But please know, I have a lot of people that have been coming in recently just saying, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I am. I feel like I'm on the wrong path. I don't know what to do here. And so Spirit's wanting to validate for everyone, masculine, feminine, all of us. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Ask for ease and grace. Ask for perfect alignment and flow. Ask for those things to show up and to be made apparent to you with clarity, with conscious awareness, and with the ability to move forward on those opportunities as they present themselves, as they move through you. Let you have an awareness of what flow and alignment feels like. And let that become your everyday experience. Ask Spirit to help you have that experience. And they will. Every prayer is answered. Every prayer is heard. Just not always the way we think it should be. So again, releasing those expectations allows us to embrace even more miraculous beginnings and becomings than we might have expected. So I hope this helps and supports you on your journey. I thank you so much for being here and listening to our message. And I'm just so excited to be on this adventure with you and to be building this community online and connecting with more and more people of like resonance. And yeah, if you'd like to ask a question or connect at a deeper level, you're welcome to go on my website and learn a little bit more about me and some of the sessions or experiences that I can provide or assist you with at JeanetteSt.Germain.com. And until next time, stay radiant.